Michael, would you like to add to that?
Well, I mean, I've said numerous times, and because it's true, I think what I said about Latin actors was that they have, I don't know, a very primal instinct. I don't know, like connected to the earth, to like family you mentioned earlier. It's something that's very physical. It's physically present there. I think, you know, like I've said about Penelope, she's just really, you know, top of her game. I mean, there's not a lot for me to do other than react to what's happening. I mean, the proposal scene was, like Penelope said, we didn't rehearse or talk too much. We kind of just, I remember there wasn't any speaking that day before we walked on to the table and sat down to do the scene. But once we were sitting down, the scene started to unravel. I mean, it was pretty breathtaking to sort of see what she was doing, because it just felt so raw again. That sort of instinct was so powerful and real, and I just felt like I was in it. I was like, shit, I'm getting married. Am I getting married? No, it was, and for me, that scene was so important for the counselor, because it's the one time where we see him stripped of all his defenses and I think he kind of disguises himself. He pretends to be something he's not, and so that scene is an opportunity for the audience to see him as he is, vulnerable and very much in love with this character. But that scene is like all down to Penelope. That scene was, I mean, just for me sitting opposite, I just had to react.
No, but I feel the same way, like with you, when you said, don't leave me hanging, and that was not in the script, and so many things that you brought, that you were so there, and that's good, because I felt like that I just had to react to you. Nice. So that means we were doing our job.
And on that note, we have time for one more question. Go ahead, sir.
I have a question both for Mr. Fassbender and Ms. Cruz. The Counselor is a film filled with dialogues. There's a lot of talking, a lot of metaphors, etc. Since you've both worked with directors who like their characters to talk, meaning Quentin Tarantino and Woody Allen, is it something that you like as actors, words?
Yes, I'm always with the dictionary in my pocket when I'm working in English, and also with such interesting people, you know, that you don't want to miss anything they're saying. You have a conversation with Cormac McCarthy or with Ridley or Woody Allen that you mentioned, and actually Woody Allen, everything he says, I write it down so I never forget, because he's brilliant. Everything he says is so brilliant. But it's a big privilege to spend time with them and to listen to them.
Yeah, I prefer not having any dialogue, because it means it's less work. No, I mean, dialogue is great if it's written well. That's the thing. You know, a lot of the times I'm trying to take dialogue out because things are overwritten or they're not written in the, you know, it's too on the nose. But when you're dealing with people like Cormac McCarthy and Quentin Tarantino, you just, again, have to just follow what they've written. And if you do that, then the character will be dictated by the writing. It's pretty simple. They're real sort of specifics, though. They're really rare cases. I mean, like, again, you know, Quentin is just, his dialogue's extraordinary, and you know, like all you have to do with Quentin stuff is really follow the beats, the rhythms. Of course, he's a very musical person, and the rhythms of his dialogue are as important as actually the saying of it. So, if you follow those rhythms and patterns of his dialogue, the character just presents itself.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.